Hello! Welcome to another Dark Mushroom Media Cast, where we talk about video games and such. I am Tim, and with me is Palmer and Jose. And this is our 15th episode. We're going to dive right into Killing Floor 2, because that came out yesterday. And we are all very much enthralled with that game, because it's fucking Killing Floor.
So good.
So fucking good.
So fucking good.
Fuck, should we just... I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with Killing Floor, so I think we should just start off with kind of the changes and like the way it plays a little bit. It doesn't really play differently, but it kind of, like the progression system plays a lot differently than it did in the first game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no longer just the endless fucking grind. Well, I mean, it still is, but
it still is, but
it feels much more rewarding.
Yeah, the levels are
absolutely.
spaced out better, so it feels much more rewarding. Right?
It's not all neutral stuff too, or not. You know what I'm saying? Passive stuff. So every 5 levels or so, you get to pick a skill, and you can change them. I guess at the not during every round, but you can at the beginning of every game.
Once per round.
Oh, you can once per round.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
So you can change things around on the fly. I feel like that's going to be an essential part of trying to play that game on the higher difficulty levels.
Yeah.
I just either that or we're just gonna all have to pick a class and really stick to it, because I do want to conquer that game on No More Room in Hell or whatever the hell it is. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. What are some of the other changes?
What are what now?
What are some of the other changes you've noticed? I'm trying to think of like the one thing that I will say before we jump back into that is the fact that like how that game feels very similar to the first one in a lot of ways, and I think that's a good thing. They really didn't like. I think they worked very hard to try to capture the feel of the first game while doing nothing but improving upon it. So it doesn't feel like left over. It doesn't feel, I don't know what. Doesn't feel revisited. It just feels like more of something awesome.
It was a really good jumping off point from 1 to 2, in my opinion, because I mean 1's been out since like 2009, but it's been supported up until this year, and I think they're still planning on doing events for the first Killing Floor, actually, at least for the next like year or two. So they've just been really good with supporting it. But it was on a modified Unreal 2 engine, so it was really just time to upgrade, and with that, like just the animations and just a lot of little mechanical things just look so much better in this game than it did in the first one. I mean, it's using the Unreal 3 engine, not the Unreal 4, but it's still just in comparison to the first Killing Floor, it's so much prettier. Things feel much more fluid. It's wonderful. It's just wonderful.
As you kept saying over and over again, those textures, man.
Those
incredible.
Textures, man, and the reload animations, just everything is just fucking. It's just so fucking pretty.
Yeah. The reload animations, those are like. I tried to tell you guys that when I was playing the beta. That Jesus Christ, they're just amazing. They're absolutely incredible. And
even just like the weight of the guns, like as it shoots, as you move it around, it feels like a well-polished Call of Duty gun. That's the one thing I noticed about the reload animations, the shooting animations. It just looked nice. I can't quite describe it, but it's.
Like on one of the developer videos I watched about them like doing perks for reloading faster, and something like Call of Duty, like the animations just sped up and it just looks inhuman.
Yeah.
But in this, they have like different types of animations that make it like it just looks better and it feels better. Yeah. Like if you reload faster, you just honestly reload faster. It's not
you reload like more efficiently. Like your character just manages to do it in a way that's more efficient than they were previously. And I don't know, man, it gets pretty awesome. Some of those faster reload animations. I mean, being able to pull that off in like real life on the fly would be I don't know, a feat within itself.
They were toting that they got like Spec Ops Force guys to like come in and do like the quicker reloading animations for them versus just the average Joe reloading animation. So there's that to it.
Yeah,
little shit like that really it's wonderful.
It's a whole bunch of little things, but they come together and create this cohesive force that makes it just one hell of a game, man. One hell of a fucking game. And I don't know, like it's so much fun, and I feel like there's a lot more. Even though all the classes aren't there, even though all the weapons aren't there, I still feel like there's a way to kind of make that character your own. Whereas in like Killing Floor 1, it was just like, all right, well my passive character just makes my character a little better at what it does, or like all these things. But now there's like a way to kind of like make that character your own, like spec it the way you want to, and kind of experiment with it. And I've got to say, like, I'm playing classes that I never really wanted to touch in the first one. Like, I barely touched the medic at all.
Yeah, I don't remember you ever being a medic in Killing Floor.
But it's so much fun in Killing Floor 2. It's really fun because, like, it's kind of like it's one of those things where it's like a kind of a drag in the first few rounds, because I'm not really one getting a lot of the kills, and there's not really that many people that require healing. But like those later rounds, especially if you're playing like 7 or more rounds in one game, those later rounds get really intense. And I'm just throwing healing grenades and make sure everybody's still alive, and Tim's over there calling me a queer for fucking, healing him and stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't know. It's just a much better designed game. That you can see like you can just see how much Tripwire is improving.
Yeah, it's not even so much that the first game was like just designed horribly. It was just they've made improvements on a good game.
Mm-hmm,
it's just that's wonderful. It's kind of rare to see nowadays, honestly.
It's yeah, honestly, it really is. It's kind of refreshing to experience it and see. I think it's interesting watching these teams that for the last few years have become or have been indie developers and like lesser known names evolve based on the fact that they created some really, really great games with older tech, and now all of a sudden they're getting a chance to develop something new and develop something really cool with newer tech and updating everything and bringing it around for this generation. And it's incredible to see what some of these lesser known studios have been capable of. And I think they really, like, I honestly, as great as Killing Floor is, all it's really got me thinking about is how good the next Red Orchestra is going to be. Like it's a ways. That's a ways away, but Tripwire did so well with this game that like it's got me drooling at the thought of a new Red Orchestra game. Absolutely,
it's
drooling.
not that. I mean, it's a couple years away. Really, I think if I were to put a timetable on it off the top of my head, just because. Like Red Orchestra 1 was 2006 and 2011 was Red Orchestra 2 or 12. So yeah, I mean it's not that far. But yeah, I'm right there with you. Like I love Red Orchestra, and they definitely take some elements from Red Orchestra 2 and put them into Killing Floor. I love the way that you can just check your chamber now. If you just like press reload or hold down reload when when your clip's full, you just kind of pop up.
Yeah,
I can pop up my shotgun.
You like look. It's like looking at your gun in Counter-Strike. You can just like play what your character plays with it, and like it's I don't know. It's those little touches are just awesome. Absolutely awesome.
And I like the way they... At first, I didn't really like it, but they definitely changed around... not really the way some enemies play, but really just their health and how hard they are to kill. Like, I noticed the bloaters, the big, fat, pukey guys, they are way fucking harder to kill in Killing Floor 2 versus Killing Floor 1 on pretty much any difficulty if you compared them to. They're just really bullet spongy in this game, whereas the first game, you could pretty much pop off their head with, like, your shitty pistol and then put a few shots into their stomach and they'd go down.
Yeah,
it must
that's
be different.
true.
What class are you playing?
I'm a
What class
support.
are
I've messed around.
I
with
think
the
there's
classes
just some
today,
classes that are more resistant to shotguns, like classes of enemies. I mean, that are more resistant to shotguns because the bloaters are still really vulnerable to like assault rifle shots. Like
yeah, you can pop their head off, but you still got to pop a good amount of rounds into them. That's really the point I'm getting at. Like, because I played with the Commando earlier, the last game we played, just to see if it wasn't just that I'm getting high level support and my shotguns are really starting to do tremendous amounts of damage. But I mean, I was using the Vermint rifle or whatever, so and that thing is pretty dicks.
It's pretty dicks.
But it's just like the bloater feels a lot harder to kill. At first, I thought they nerfed the flesh pound a little bit, but I still think they nerfed them a little, but not
barely.
The amount.
If they
Yeah,
did,
not
if
the
they
amount
did, it
I
was
thought at
barely.
first.
Wait, since
They're still
we
very
played
powerful.
yesterday?
No. Since Killing Floor.
Or
1.
since... Okay.
They're still
Actually,
incredibly
what do you guys
powerful.
think of the accuracy of the weapons, or specifically like how you aim down sights? Because in the first game, like most like first-person shooters, I was absolutely crap at it. In this game, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's just like it helps you aim or
It does. It does.
does, right?
There is a pretty good amount of like help, like aim assist in that game. Like they don't really show it, but the bullets tend to travel in directions towards enemies, and I think that's okay. I think that's like
No, I love that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
actually what's kept me playing this fucking game. Like, because I remember, like, I was willing to go through the hell of not getting a single kill around, but just because it was like such a fun concept. This time around, they made it so easy for idiots like me that don't have the hand-eye coordination, and it's, I don't know, dude. Like, it's everything about this game has like hit every mark for me. Like, things can only get better with this game. The aim assist is just another awesome thing. I hope they don't bring it down too much, because what makes it fun is just like the awesomeness of being.
Oh, I
able
don't.
to
I don't
shoot
think they will. It existed in the first one too. It was there in the first.
Not
it
as-
wasn't.
not
Yeah,
as
it wasn't as
rough as-
prevalent as it is in this one. But honestly,
I
it's
think you could toggle it too. You might have just had it toggled off of that.
it's
Really?
yeah. I think so, because it was definitely there in the first game too. But it's one of those things, you know, where it's okay because it's a co-op game. Something like that in a competitive game would piss me the fuck off.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
because it's just a straight co-op game, I actually think that's great, because then, you know, you can be whatever you are at that time and still be able to play the game just fine. Like, and I think that's kind of the point with these wave after wave type of games, like, you know, survival type of games, just because of the fact that you sit there and you're like, okay, I can kill an hour and play 7 rounds of it and just be okay, you know. And or you can be like us and sit there and play for fucking 5 hours straight and not realize that we've been on
It's
it
2
that
in the
long.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, as far as like the gunplay is concerned, I noticed that with shotguns, it's nowhere near as wide, like my shot radius, with in comparison to the first Killing Floor. Because the first one, like even the starter or the shittiest shotgun, I could pretty much just point in any general direction and know I'm gonna get a headshot with one of my fucking bullets. But with this one, I have to be much more accurate, and I think I'm just having trouble. I think the center of the screen, like where my just pip shots go, is just a tiny bit different, and it's just throwing me off, and that's something I have to adjust to. But I definitely think it's just a little bit off from the first one. Not that it's a bad thing, it's just different, so I have to just readjust, because, you know, putting hundreds of hours into the first Killing Floor, kind of just, I got used to that, now I have to kind of get that out of my head.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like they intentionally tried to do what they could to nerf the shotguns at least a little bit, because, you know, that automatic fucking shotty in the first
Yeah,
level,
if you were a
that was
high-level
it.
support, you could just melt the
That
boss.
was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember it would take us like maybe 20 seconds to down. You just run up to its face and just shoot it a million times. It'd be dead.
Yeah, good times.
So I mean,
Not anymore.
I mean, it's probably just because of the fact that we're lower levels and stuff.
That's true,
Once
yeah.
it gets to the point where, granted, there's a lot more difficulty settings in this one. Like for instance, when we jumped into the No More Room in Hell on accident today, or whatever
Hell
the
on
fuck,
Earth.
or Hell on Earth. Yeah, that's it. Mode, like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, that was a hell of a mode. Yeah, were you in on that, Jose?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we accidentally joined a game for Hell on Earth mode, and it makes all of them run at you. They don't walk, they run at you. And it was the first wave, and how many spawned? Like 400?
Not that much, but I was pretty sure it was over 200.
Yeah, like
250 or something
Then
like
I
that.
I know we died in the second wave, and there was like 325.
Yeah.
And it's just, they charge head it like straight into you, and they're so much harder to kill. So it's just like one of those things where eventually that's the end game, Jose. We're gonna do it.
Die trying.
Or die trying. I feel like that's like, well, the great thing, the other cool thing about Killing Floor is the fact that you and I, like, you know, we'll all put a shitload of time into it, get bored of it, and then the new content will come out. Like they'll release like a new class or something, and then
Or just an event, even.
yeah, and then we're just
Summer, winter
we're just back in 100% for like, you know, a week. I don't know. That game is just so much fun. It never really gets old.
It's definitely something I can just mindlessly grind for hours without really putting much thought into and still have a fucking good time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think we've gone into enough killing floor. Speaking of mindless grinding, we jumped on Bloodsports TV today.
.tv.
.tv rather.
.tv. Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, thoughts, Tim?
Well, the game setting is based off the Crater universe, which is a game that came out 3 years ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
It was an action RPG kind of in the Diablo vein, but you controlled like a group of 3 people, so it was kind of Baldur's Gate-esque. It was just fun, and the setting's in post-apocalyptic Sweden, so just fucking let your imagination run wild, and it'll probably come close to something what Crater looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's basically just a co-op MOBA, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of fun. It's like it's very action RPG, but with kind of a little bit of a MOBA feel. But it's really casual. It's like with Hearthstone, it was very casual. But I don't know. I'd rather play Diablo. But something like this, like I could play this along with like Dota 2, because it's just fucking mindless mob grinding.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are a shitload of I think there's 3 difficulty levels for 3 different difficulty levels. So there's a shitload of fucking progressing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's just mindless grind, fun, good time. But there's a little bit of strategy to it when the waves get really hard and you get fucking mobbed with shit. And if you've dumped hundreds or thousands of hours into a MOBA like Mir Palmer, it's really fun to have that type of gameplay with like the Diablo-esque type of horde killing gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we played on what 3 separate games today.
Yeah.
And each one was on a different map. There's 7 more. So there's 10 total, correct?
I think there's 8 or 10.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, there's still tons of stuff we haven't had a chance to play yet. The games that we did play were pretty easy. But we're starting on like new difficulties.
We did the easiest difficulty for the first one, and then the second up for the next 2. Not even in the pro leagues yet.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it's fun. We did 7 ways the first time, 10 the last 2 times. And I gotta say, the bosses are pretty cool. I hope to see a little more variation in them, because I've only seen like the same 3 so far. I don't know if those like 3 randomly. I couldn't tell if they were like randomly appearing and it was just cycling between those 3, or if they were in a set order. But we played those same 3 every time. And I would like to see some other stuff going on there. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Still trying to figure out like how to buy items and what items are the most efficient and whatnot, and
the fact that it's PvE, it's more of a comfortable environment, so you can fuck around with item builds and shit.
Yeah,
so you really get the lay of the land, which is nice.
Yeah, I feel like that's not going to be so much of a thing in like later in the game, like when we get to the really hard stuff. But yeah, I can definitely see us grinding on that for a while too. Greatest thing about that is, well, I mean, you can still pick it up now if you go to the Humble Weekly Bundle. It's like dirt cheap, and you get some other really awesome games too. So if you're interested in picking it up, go for it.
There actually is some really decent games. It's Beat the Average right now is currently $3.93, so it's under $4.
Mm-hmm.
With that, you'd get Castle Storms, Skulls of the Shogun, Shattered Planet, and Frozen Synapse Prime. And Frozen Synapse Prime is actually a really fucking great game in its own right, or it's supposed to be. It's a sequel of Frozen Synapse, which is a fucking amazing game that I loved. Had one of like the best video game soundtracks I've heard in quite some time. But it's, for like $4, the Humble Weekly Bundle, it's titled Strategy 2. At the time, right now, which is 10/22, it's going on for another 15 hours. So,
you still have some time. To go pick it up. But yeah, I mean, if you do it strictly for Bloodsports, you've definitely got a good game there, and you'll definitely get $3.93 worth of gameplay out of it.
Yeah.
If you appreciate action RPGs or MOBAs, you'll definitely get $3.93 worth of.
This actually also, this game is not a bad starting point for someone kind of curious about MOBAs, but are a little worrisome about the toxic community. Like, this is a great kind of stepping stone for that.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I would. Granted, it was really just you and me, and then another friend of ours. But the couple people that joined in, I don't even know if they said anything.
I don't think they did. I played an hour and a half endless mode game, and like, everyone was real chill and kind of having a good time about it. It wasn't.
How many people?
Fuck yourself. I think it's 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. It's definitely fun. And the nice thing about Bloodsports.tv, the game we are currently talking about, is that the game scales to however many players are in the game. So if you have a full 5-man going, the bosses are going to have more powers, or there's going to be more units and shit like that, and they're going to be harder to kill.
Yeah, the when we got to the 10th wave, those bosses were genuinely challenging. But yeah, that was part of the fun with the whole thing of that. I can't wait to dump some more hours into that. It was one of those things where like I actually almost picked it up on Steam pretty recently. Because I think
it just came out. It just came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think it just came out and it had just come out and like it was 15% off or something like that. Yeah, I was gonna pick it up on Steam because I like looked at it. I was like, oh, Bloodsports, all right. It immediately piqued my interest and jumped into the Steam page and watched some gameplay videos of it. And we lost a Tim on the camera.
You did.
So anyways, but it piqued my interest pretty much immediately. So I'm glad I didn't pick it up at that point because it came in this Humble Bundle and that gave me the opportunity to pick up a bunch of really cool other games. But if
where does the name come from? Bloodsports TV.
You have to. It's like a weird, fucked up Mad Max. Fucking what was the game? Smash Dome? Not Smash Dome. Was it Smash Dome?
TV?
Smash TV.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm watching the
like
trailer
weird...
on mute, and I'm like, the first vibe I'm getting is Smash TV.
Yeah.
And they move to like.
It's like Smash TV meets Borderlands meets Dota. That's really the best way I can describe it.
The creator universe is very Borderlands, Fallout, post-apocalyptic setting, so it definitely jives with all that.
Yeah, the animation style and everything is it's cel shaded. It looks very much like Borderlands if it was like a top-down type of thing. I don't know, just a hell of a lot of fun. Even if you miss it in the Humble Bundle, don't hesitate to pick it up on Steam.
Yeah, it's a $10 price point. So
and honestly, you will get $10 worth of fun out of that game without a doubt. So give it a shot. We're gonna talk about the rest of the Humble Bundle stuff.
Yeah,
Since
we're on the Humble
topic.
Bundle stuff. The Beat the Average games for the Origin Humble Bundle 2 were announced. And they were exactly what I said they might be last week, because EA Korea leaked it. It's kind of disappointing because 2 of the games EA already gave away, but it is SimCity 2000, Wing Commander 3 and 4, and Ultima 7. I thought it was Ultima 1 through 7, which I was like, that's actually kind of cool to kind of maybe run through all that fucking shit. But the fact that it's just Ultima 7, it's like, yeah. But it's a Beat the Average, so the bundle itself still stands on its own.
Now, I've never played an Ultima game. What can I expect from something like that?
Lots of pixels. Many pixels.
Right.
Actually, not many pixels. And then it turns into many pixels. That 1 through 7, that's what that is. They're just old school RPG games. Like over-the-top cheese at points.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Okay.
That you would expect from that era of fucking gaming.
Alright. I don't know, I have some interest in going back. I definitely, as I previously mentioned on other casts, I fucking love me some Wing Commander. I will be jumping into
After
that.
playing around with so much Star Citizen, it would be kind of interesting to pop back into Wing Commander now.
Yeah, and just see what it's like, what the differences are. Could be awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, good on EA Korea. Thanks for the heads up on what we were getting. Appreciate that, guys.
Best Korea.
Yeah, just all my enthusiasm for the Humble Bundle for that just went downhill. I mean, it's cool that they're willing to do that, but I feel like it's really lackluster compared to their last one.
Yeah. I think even their last one, the Beat the Average, were like it was like another shitty 80s game and like a Command and Conquer game.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, both bundles for their price point are fucking like amazing. Even if you have a decent amount of the games in them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're an immense value. I mean, generally speaking, Humble Bundles tend to be. In my opinion, they're pretty much the only one that is consistently week to week worth its value.
Yeah.
Because there's some other ones that are just awful.
Pretty dicks.
Yeah.
Groupies puts out some terrible bundles from time to time, but they put out some good ones. But yeah, Humble Bundle consistently is usually pretty good.
So what else we got?
Couple interesting announcements for Warhammer or Warhammer 40k fans. Let's just do the Total War Warhammer was officially announced, which makes me happy. It was hinted to and pretty much like, yeah, we're doing it in the last Total War trailer they did, which was like a 15-year anniversary video or some shit that came out like a month or two ago. But this is the official, like, hey, we're doing it. It's happening. Fucking get in the bunkers, boys. Like, I'm really stoked for this. I love Total War. Love the shit out of Warhammer and 40k, so it's a setting I'm very familiar with, and it'll be really cool to see it come alive and a modern graphics engine with a Total War. Just, that'll be glorious. All the green skins, boys.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, you know where I stand on the Total War series. They're just not for me. But this will make me want to at least revisit it. Maybe because it's just
it'll be interesting just to see the fucking battles play out. Maybe not even play the campaign, but just to have fucking these giant, massive battles with the Warhammer units in a Warhammer world. Fuck. Like, it'll just look fucking cool.
Yeah. I can imagine you're gonna have a fucking field day with that.
Fucking field day. They did it, being Creative Assembly at this point. It's not surprising that they already announced that aside from the game, they're going to do extra content packs along with 2 standalone expansions. But if you've been following the Total War series at all in the past like 5 years, it's really not surprising at all.
No, not at all.
2 standalone expansions is, I think that's a first, but it's Warhammer, so I don't really give a shit, and it's Creative Assembly. But honestly, as much DLC as they fucking pump out, it tends to be like worth it for the like they add a lot of content into some of their fucking packs. Just looking at the Rome Total War 2 and Napoleon Total War, which are the...
I don't know, they've had some pretty questionable ones too, like I totally bought it, but I bought it when it was like 99 cents, but the fact that they made Blood a DLC...
Yeah, that was dumb. They did that for both Rome Total War 2 and Shogun 2.
Yeah.
That was really fucking dumb. I think they kind of... That became like a joke, though, in their like community of fans.
Wait,
so
they made what DLC?
They made Blood DLC.
Like Gore and Blood DLC.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, that became a running joke for a while, so they'd really have to be ballsy to pull it off again, but...
No, they'll do it again.
Yeah, they probably will.
They'll make Warhammer bloody as fuck.
Green Blood DLC. That'll be a thing.
Yeah, something like that. They'll make that game violent as fuck and make it repeal to every Warhammer fans like what they see in their head when they're playing the tabletop game.
Yeah, they'd have to. I mean, shit is brutal.
Yeah, dude, I've read those codexes, man. I know. the fucking Blood Angels Codex, man. Jesus Christ, that was some good reading.
Speaking of 40K,
the Ultramarines one was too.
Ultramarines.
Yeah.
All the codexes are good just for the lore and background and shit like that. But while we're on the subject of Warhammer, now shifting over to 40K, a game by the name of 40K Regicide is entering early access next month. Or Warhammer 40,000. Regicide, sorry. This gets me all excited. I discover it's basically chess, but with 40K units, orcs and like Spec Marines and all that good shit.
Spec Marines.
I don't really understand why you would do that, because chess is already a game and 40K is a game. Why would I don't get it, but if it's a low enough price point, I will give it a shot just because it's a fucking 40K game.
Okay, so we discussed this yesterday, but my stance on it is this: there was this really fucking awesome Star Wars chess game that I grew up on as a kid, and it was just chess, but like, you know, like for instance, Princess Leia was the queen for the white side, Darth Vader was the
queen for the black side.
Yeah. And you know, like AT-ATs were rooks. I think the pawns were just like rebel forces, and
Rebel scum.
The pawns on the other side were stormtroopers, I believe. And you know, it was just like shit like that. But every time the pieces captured one another, this animation would play out. It was really, really well animated. And it was just like 2 fucking shitty Star Wars pieces would just like start beefing with one another, and sometimes it would be this really, really epic fight where it would reenact something from the movie. And other times it would just be like, you know, Luke would just cut a Tusken Raider's head off or something like that. So it was. If this is what the Warhammer game is setting out to do, then
it looks very much to be what you're just describing.
I am like 150,000 fucking % in.
It's not
40,000%
really
in?
chess though, because the pieces have hit points, and the pieces don't behave like, a knight. It doesn't move like 2 spaces forward and 1 to the side. It's, one piece moves forward and then it plays a move. Like it'll throw a grenade and injure like a whole row of people with hit points. It's tactical, and it might look like chess, but I don't think at its core it's going to be chess.
There's going to be a chess mode, though. That's already been, like, in my digging, I've discovered. That might, that just might be a separate mode. But it boils down, essentially, to, you could say, 40k chess, basically.
It's like... It looks like it'll play, like, Agrist War or like Final Fantasy Tactics. Yeah, but with a much smaller field, and that looks cool. That looks pretty interesting. But I think it's unfair to call it like chess.
Well, considering the whole rumor mill is calling it 40k chess because they know there's going to be a chess mode in it. It's like a running gag at this point. It may have tactical over the top.
Was this kickstarted or anything, or?
I don't believe so. They're doing they've been doing for a little bit, and they're still doing like collector's editions on their website where you get like a game key and a shirt and some other shit. So they're doing a little bit of crowdfunding like that, but I think this was one of like 5 fucking Games Workshop licensed games that like started being worked on last year.
Who's doing it? I'm sorry.
I don't know off the top of my head.
But these are sanctioned?
Yeah, these are sanctioned. Yes, they are. Yeah, I have no idea who's doing it. I think it's just a...
So Games Workshop has made a push to like make more games?
Yeah, they did that last year. Like Eternal Crusade's still a pretty far ways off, but that's in the works. This is in the works. They did a couple of mobile games. Armageddon came out last year. They've been I think something happened like when 2014 rolled around, like with their shit, and they kind of licensing out stuff just because for years, or the past couple years anyway, they've just been licensing it out to shitty developers that put out kind of shitty games, like nothing on the quality of like Dawn of War or Space Marine or something like that. It's nice to see that this fucking resurgence of 40k with decent developers, even though I still don't know how to feel about fucking this game, but like I said, if it's like $20 or $30, I'll be willing give early access a shot for it just because it's fucking 40k and I love me some 40k.
A word?
Word. What else we got? Trine 3 came out the same day as Killing Floor. I had put not nearly as much time into Trine 3, which actually kind of surprised me. But we talked about it previously, and I was a bit hesitant, but hopeful as to the 3D aspect versus the 2D platforming aspect. And aside from controlling the wizard, I think I just need to move like 1 key binding. But aside from that, everything's like fluid. It feels great. It looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah, you seem pretty impressed.
Yeah, it's really. Aspect. I was a bit worried about it. I thought they might fuck it up because it obviously just adds a whole new level to the fucking puzzles you'll have to do and like moving around the levels and shit. But it works out really well, and it feels really good, and everything looks so fucking pretty. Like, just the frogs bouncing, the frogs just doing their own thing in the background, this giant, like, toad monster eating a fish, like, everything just looks fucking gorgeous. And there's some graphical issues, like, with shaders and shit, like, little things, but it's launched in early access, as did Killing Floor. So, I don't mind that right now. The game's coming out, it's slated for, I think, fall, so I don't mind it being buggy and glitching in fucking April. And they're still like building the levels, and they've been pretty cool about it. Like on their Twitch channel.
How many levels do they have now? 2?
4. They have
okay.
4 right now. I forget how many exactly are planned for release. I think it might be 10 or something like that. But like on their Twitch channel, they're showing off like the art assets and shit for shit to come, and like shit they're actually working on now, which I thought was really fucking cool. But yeah, Frozen Byte, they're a decent developer. They haven't done anything. They haven't done any wrong with Trine, and it looks like they're going to keep that intact with the third one, despite kind of changing the gameplay, kind of dramatically, honestly.
How much does it cost to get in on it?
It's $20 is the price point. I think if there's a 10% discount going on for like a week or so.
Yeah, I mean that series is just so revered.
Yeah.
They have to be like so careful with it that anything they do,
But
especially for like such a drastic change with the whole
yeah,
changing from
it,
platforming
it
to-
definitely. It was a little hesitant at first about it, but yeah, I'm very, very much in with it. And it launched with Steam's Workshop, which kind of surprised me. And there's already like something up there, like so it'll be kind of cool to see people build levels to the game while the game itself is being built. It's an interesting concept, at least.
Yeah, that is actually. I wonder if they're gonna have any sort of like for instance, like when they add a 5th level, whether or not like they'll add it in stages and see like kind of use community feedback to kind of gauge whether or not the level's successful, if they'll just release it and
That is a
kind of go from
good
there.
question.
But
They are
be
planning
interesting
to
see what
obviously.
they do.
It's early access, so they're planning on like they want community feedback and stuff. That would be an interesting interesting way to go about it, though. Kind of piece out the levels instead of putting out one at a time and getting the feedback on it. And
Yeah, I feel like that's
stuff.
I feel like something they could totally do too, considering I guess they're only going to have 10 levels. So I mean, granted,
I could be wrong on that.
Yeah,
I
I mean, Trine 2 only had what, like 10, something like that, right?
Yeah, they both had around 10
They
dozen.
didn't have. It wasn't like
The base
really,
game.
really long, yeah.
And there was the expansion and the game of the yada yada yada.
But
But yeah, they're not very long games. I think I played through the first Trine in like a 4-hour setting or something like that. So
yeah, that's about what it took me with the second Trine.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 hours, something like that.
And the fact that it's already got co-op and all that good shit already in there, I like that. Even though I don't think anyone I know is going to be picking it up. But it's just fucking. I'm really happy with it. Like I was.
Do the other games have co-op?
Yeah, Trine 2 had co-op,
Mhm.
and then about a year ago, with Trine 1, they went back and replaced everything with Trine 2's engine and added co-op in. So historically, this is actually they're a really good developer. Like they actually went back and supported a fucking, I think at the time, like 5-year-old game, put in a new engine and added co-op to it.
I wonder if they're gonna do something like that with Trine 2 once Trine 3's been out for a while.
Well, Trine 2 already has co-op, and they've already done like
Yeah, but
DLC.
I'm saying like the engine as far as the engine goes.
I don't know. I don't think they would, just because of the whole 2D to 3D thing.
And yeah, I just think it would be because I have to. I'm not a huge fan of the Trine games, as I've voiced before, but the god damn it, dude, Trine 3 looks beautiful,
Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous. So it'd be interesting to see.
you
them go
do
back
revisit like a couple locations from the first couple games, and you do get to see them in the 3D perspective. But
Gotcha.
honestly, I think if they did that, the community would throw a fit, just because like, hey, we like Trine 2. Don't. Other than that, I mean, it could be fucking. That's another interesting question, because at one point it's like, hey, you're fucking with our game. We like the way it was, and then in another, it's like, well, we like this. I wonder what it would be like with this. So yeah, that is an interesting question.
Well, I'm not talking about give it like the 3D perspective. I'm talking, just update it to be as beautiful as 3.
Well, it's on a different engine, so I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think they will. I just don't see that happening, because the first 2 games were just so similar, at least mechanically.
Oh, okay.
They
Well,
made
I
sense.
see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've only ever played Trine 2.
well, yeah, the first one looked very much similar, just not as pretty, and then Trine 3 is obviously prettier. But yeah, I'm very happy with it.
Cool.
But yeah, we're going back to Killing Floor. I don't know why we stopped with Killing Floor. What the fuck are you thinking?
Oh, okay. Well, hit it.
So yeah, we covered the progression being a little bit more rewarding. Gunplay, we covered that a little bit. Characters, were you guys happy with the characters at launch? Because some of them came with the base game, some of them were DLC, and a couple of them are new. Obviously, they're going to be adding both DLC characters and just free characters, and more than likely event characters as time goes on. Are you guys happy with the first 7? Like the ones that pulled over?
I'm probably only going to use the one character, so yeah.
The new punk rock girl chick person. I'm just happy they brought Mr. Foster over. He was the man.
Yeah, Mr. Foster was pretty awesome in the first.
And
one.
the preacher's pretty good too. I'm glad he came over.
I'm so glad they made him sound like Sean Connery. Like it's just so great.
I love the customization, by the way. That there's just so much stuff, and then like if you got the deluxe edition, there's a lot of accessories and stuff, which kind of makes me wonder for what they're going to do in the future for like events or even just community updates and shit like that. I can see some goofy fucking character customization coming out, and I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, I know. Sam's dying for the robot chicken.
Yeah, Sam needs his robot chicken, which isn't a robot chicken at all. He just calls it a robot chicken.
I don't know what the fuck it is though. It's just like a chicken in like a leather jacket or something. That's
there's a chicken in a leather jacket, and then there's a robot guy. He was always one of those too.
Yeah.
Oh. As far as
what character do you guys normally play? In Killing Floor 2? Yeah.
Mr. Foster.
I've been Scully.
Can you tell, like, I know
guy.
for the punk rock chick, her like nails are painted black. She wears like studs on her like leather jacket. Like, I'm always reminded that I'm that character. What about like the other people? I haven't played anyone else.
Oh, you mean like from in a first person perspective?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can see like for instance when I play Scully, I can see the the embellishment of his jacket when actually and his gloves and the different colors. If I change his character around, then I can kind of see that kind of stuff too.
Yeah,
I think all those details are there for pretty much every character, which is nice. Because it's good to be able to be reminded of what character you're actually playing. It's something Tripwire did in the last one too, but I think it's a little more noticeable. It's another one of those small like nuances that kind of overall makes the game just so perfect, absolutely perfect.
I still can't get over how good the gun looks. I've never noticed it in a first-person shooter before. Even with like Counter-Strike, we've talked about this before. I don't see the point in skins because it just feels weird weighted. But this one feels like it looks good. I can understand why people would pay for skins for guns now because
what's coming?
This is the first game I've ever really noticed my gun and been interested in how it looks in my hands.
Yeah,
it's such a good game. Such a good game.
It was funny. When we were playing with Sam earlier today, he said he wished that he could upgrade the guns themselves rather than just buying new guns. How do you guys feel about that?
I don't know. Kind of goes. Wasn't really if they implemented it properly, I'd be okay with it. But it wasn't in Killing Floor 1. There was, there were modded servers for that though. There were absolutely modded servers where like if you got 10 kills, you could choose a different scope. If you got 20, you could rapid fire, burst fire. Like that thing did exist in mods in Killing Floor, and a couple of them weren't bad. So I mean, it could be implemented and it could be done well. But I'm okay with the way it is now. I'm good with grinding for fucking hours on end, hoping to get a level just because I fucking love this game. But if it was implemented properly, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I believe that they should just leave it how it is, just the spirit of the original game. But if that exists in like other scenarios or like mods or something, I'd be okay with that.
The one thing I'm having probably the most trouble getting used to is the fact that there aren't modded player counts yet. So there's only 8 people per server at most, whereas a lot of the Killing Floor I played, or at least recently, have been in 50-player servers with thousands of zombies coming at us. Just because it's nonsensical, but it's fucking stupid fun.
Jesus, yeah.
It's getting used to that. It's kind of...
See, and that's what I'm talking about with the whole aim assist thing. Even with like 1 million zombies or Zeds running at us, and I was one of like 100 people, I'd still get like no kills. Like this just feels rewarding as fuck. Yeah, I know. I'm bad as fuck.
Whatever, dude. Just grenade spam, man. That's how commandos get those commanding leads.
You just got to take out those goddamn screamers, otherwise it's all for naught. People really need to pay attention to that. They had to do it in the first game. They also really have to do it in the second one.
Yeah.
Also, I was in 2 different games where we actually beat the boss. And the difference between those games and the other games I've played is that people actually talk to each other. People, made like as weak as they were like strategies on like how to deal with bosses or certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I think that's what makes the difference. Yeah, and Yeah, and you can tell who's really in on the game because people with higher levels, like 7 or above, are usually the ones talking in game, or at least like chatting. It is what I've noticed.
Yeah, I haven't really come across a whole lot of games aside from when I'm playing with you guys and we're talking to each other in Skype. Like, there's not a whole lot of outside communication.
Well, to be fair, you kind of sometimes just make weird moose noises into the microphone and scare people away from talking. To be fair,
not that often.
Not that often. No. You don't do it all the time. Just sometimes.
Just sometimes.
One thing I've
the
noticed
guy
is
on the other end of that headphone.
if the very first thing someone says is productive, usually people get on their mics because
it's like that in Dota too.
Yeah.
Except people get on their mics and tell them to kill themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I haven't run into that yet, but whenever I say, head into this area because this is a better point than where we were before, people be like, why? And it's like, oh, because you have more openings, but you can get more kills here, or like, this is a better place to spam healing grenades. I don't know. I've gotten into the whole. I don't know. I don't normally like chatting in games. This is the one game it feels like correct. Everything about this game is amazing. I love this game. Holy shit!
I'm just happy that we're all happy with this game.
I mean, I knew we were all going to be.
I know, but we're not going to have this.
I was always
again
doubtful.
for
Like
a
in the
while.
back of my mind, I was like,
it's going to be a while until we're all three of us are like, wow, this is fucking fantastic with some fucking game. It's just it's a rarity and it's nice to have.
Yeah, that is true. We don't really come across that many games that often. There's a lot of them where we're like, all right, we're in on this, and then we don't. Although to be fair, I can't wait for Jose to get on GTA either. I can't wait for that. Just the fact that I can have somebody else that I can play that damn game with on a regular basis gives me so much happiness.
I saw Corbin screenshots with his white and pink car, like in his booty shorts. It was amazing.
Yeah. No, dude, I created a GTA Online character, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to make him wear booty shorts because this is funny to me. And he saw that. He just started laughing, and ever since then, he's worn booty shorts.
Corbin gonna Corbin, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool. I'm a trendsetter.
Booty shorts. That's fucking horrifying. That's like wonderful and horrible all at the same time.
I even made a crew called Short Shorts Best Shorts. It's SSBS, man. SSBS for life.
Fuck.
Smash Brothers.
Super what? Fuck it. Back to Killing Floor.
Oh yeah, this is the Super Smash Brothers thing, isn't it? Oops. I bet that's what everybody thinks when they see that too.
You're like, this fucking nerd.
I gotta find a pic because you can upload your own pictures onto that game. So I gotta find a picture of somebody jogging in booty shorts and just have that on there to clarify things. Oh man.
How do you guys feel about the waves being harder? First wave on Killing Floor, because every class now has a primary weapon in addition to the pistol. I very much like this because I don't mind having like a warm-up round type of thing, but like after playing fucking hundreds of rounds or hundreds of games of Killing Floor, it's kind of nice just to jump right into it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, exact same mentality. I appreciate that it kind of gets to the action much more quickly. It makes it makes things feel more intense. It makes the next waves that are coming up feel better and more fast paced. And I mean, just by changing it so like there's no more default round and you start with an automatic gun, it makes the entire game's pace just so much better. In general, although that first round is still easy, it's not like it's really that difficult.
I mean, there's no real heavy special characters or anything. It's just a lot more Zeds coming at you.
Right. So I mean, it's just yeah, that's really what it is. Just more. Well, no, that's not true. I mean, like I remembered those Blade guys were in the first round of Killing Floor 1, weren't they?
Yeah. Well, it depended on the difficulty, but yeah.
I believe they were, yeah.
Bloaters could be too, and they are on the second one.
Yeah.
But you never got Skrakes or Flesh Pounds or anything, and you don't in Killing Floor 2.
Yeah.
So in a way, yeah, it is still
even
kind
in
of a
the
warm-up thing. But
higher level?
yeah, even on the higher level. They just come at you a lot faster.
They run at you, and they want
hugs.
them, and they take more damage. and they deal more damage. It's everything, just cranked up to the max.
How do you
Have
guys
you
feel
guys
about?
ever?
Take it
Oh,
to
sorry,
the
go ahead.
limit.
No, go ahead.
Have you guys ever jumped into a game like on the very last wave?
I popped into one about halfway through, but
Yeah,
no.
I got in
That's
on like wave 7, and I couldn't tell if they gave me like a money cap or if they just give me 1,500 zenny straight up. But like I was allowed to buy all the guns. It was really nice.
I'm pretty sure players have to give you money.
No,
Okay.
it was
But-
you, do
1,500
have
right
a-
off the bat.
you do. It was the same in the first game. If you start later on, you do have a higher entry monies, entry zenny, as they put it.
Gotcha.
But I didn't see like a cap. It didn't show my money. But when I clicked on the gun, it said that I had the 1,500 for the gun. Interesting observation. I don't
Awfully
know,
nice
Phil.
of them. Awfully nice of them to throw that in there, I guess.
How do you
Unless
guys
you're
feel about
just-
the comparison of the Primarch
Act.
versus the fucking Nazi zombie doctor in the second game?
I kind of liked the first one more. The Nazi zombie doctor feels a little played out. And I feel like they really did rip the design straight from House of a Thousand Corpses. Like it's
Yeah, you've mentioned that.
It's pretty fucking obvious. But I do like the way that this boss plays over the last one. He's much more difficult. He's an extreme challenge. I mean, Jose's been in 2 parties that have successfully taken him down, but we still have yet to as a collective when we're playing.
I didn't know until 5 tries in that he heals. That kind of completely changed everything.
Yeah.
All about burst damage, apparently.
Yeah, and I didn't know until a few rounds in that the status of him, that like he bleeds heavily and his gear gets damaged, has
All the
nothing to do with his actual life. It just means that he won't grab you and heal anymore after that point. So that there's a bit of a learning curve, and you kind of have to. There's nothing that really tells you. You kind of have to just go by trial and error and throw yourself at him over and over again, like we have been, and you start learning the nuances of the fight. In that regard, I feel like it's a lot like any of the Souls games. Like you just have to throw yourself at the boss over and over again until you finally fucking down it. And when you do, oh man, when we down it together, like as a collective, dude, I'm gonna have the biggest sense of accomplishment, and then realize that we just have to do it all over again on hard, and then the next difficulty after that, and just
The cycle of life begins anew.
oh god, I won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop until we have conquered that on its hardest difficulty, boys. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you. You guys are gonna be sick of that fucking game, and I am too, but I'm gonna be like, no, we haven't done it yet. We have to get on. We have to get on and continue, boys.
Beating Killing Floor on hardest difficulty, I wasn't sick of it. I really doubt I'll get sick of it in this game.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a really good game to revisit from time to time.
Mhm.
Like it's something you can put on the shelf for a month, come back to, and play for fucking 10 hours.
Yeah, absolutely. I honestly, between that and blood sports,
You're set for a while.
I really am though. Like that's the thing. I really, really am. You know, I'll hop on Dota. Really, the only time I hop on Dota anymore is when one of you fucks messages me, or Chris messages me, or Sam messages me, and just says get on. And even then, like since GTA came out, there's been hesitation. Whereas before it would have been like, all right, yeah, I'm glad to get off this other game and let me go play some Dota. Now it's just like, well, I have GTA, I have Killing Floor, I have Bloodsport, like. And not to mention, you know, Hearthstone is still changing like crazy. I'm playing that on my cell phone every time I take a shit.
2 more wings
Like,
coming out too.
Yeah, and since it came out on cell phones, dude, I was playing it in Kelly's office today while I was waiting for her to fucking finish up a phone call. I play that game all the fucking time now.
It's not a good thing.
Like I was just like trying to go to sleep, and there I am holding my phone over my face and just playing fucking Hearthstone for what ended up being like 45 minutes. And I don't know, man. Like, so it's a problem. I was at Goodyear today. What did I do in the entire fucking when I was waiting in the lobby for my car to get finished with its inspection? Hearthstone the entire fucking 2 hours that I was there. Oh man,
I've had the exact opposite thing with Dota. I've been getting back into it lately.
Yeah,
Just
I've
'cause
noticed that a lot.
I just play techies and it's fun. Win or lose,
I
it's just
watched
fucking
I
hilarious.
watched your game that you played against like the well-known players.
Oh yeah, I'm Dota famous now. That is a thing, boys.
Oh God.
Me and friend Isaac, we wound up in a game with Cinderin and Suns fan. They were doing their A to Z hero challenge, and yeah, we kind of dick stomped them.
Yeah, you more than kind of dick stomp. Well,
It was really
to be fair, it was Isaac.
Yeah, he went like
fucking
23-2 on Sniper.
Yeah, which is, you know, there's just no coming back from that. Like,
and the whole time he's just like, I can't believe you made me pick Sniper, and I'm like, dude, we're dick stomping, and he's like, yeah, but this is dirty.
Yeah, dude. When I saw the video this morning, before I noticed that you linked it to me on Steam, like I messaged it to Isaac. He was like, oh yeah, we saw that. And he was like, "Man, I feel so dirty. Tim made me pick Sniper, and I just wasn't okay with it."
He was like, "Just what do I pick? What do I pick?" And I was like, "Well, let's see." My brain either at this point in this meta, my brain goes Sniper or Troll Warlord.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Fuck it, do Sniper. We can do another fucking 4-hour game."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting, and I've had Sam and Chris and a bunch of people that play Dota with me just show me like all this Dota celebrity respect, like good on you, guy.
Yeah.
It was interesting just because like I watch a lot of Dota, and I've heard a lot of Suns fan and Cinderin games casted, just TI, Dota Pit, all sorts of fucking professional stuff. Especially now that I'm on Twitch more frequently, and it was just really fucking cool to kind of dick stomp them, and suicide them with techies.
They were like,
yeah,
what the
I noticed
fuck?
that. Is that a
does
skill
that?
of his?
Yeah, that's the skill of techies. You can just run at the enemy and blow yourself up. It's fantastic.
It was.
Like,
it
he's
was
just
fun
a menace. That's this whole thing. He's just a menace.
It was fun watching them like go into like full try hard mode. Like halfway through the video, they just stopped joking. They kept complaining about your mines and how they're not putting down mine or wards to.
You know how
find them.
good that made me feel, by the way? Like just inside as a techies player. It's delicious.
Also, you don't know the mine stack trick.
I do know it. I just don't care.
I think I've gotten burnt out on the try hard Dota. Like it's
Yeah, I did. Fucking
My impression of
last year.
Dota is that it's always try hard.
no, it's really not. Like generally when Tim and I play, like it
Zero
tends
bumps.
it tends to be just straight. But like for instance, there was an instance where I was this hero called Bane, and we just literally we threw the entire fucking game because I slept him and then attacked him, so I gained the sleep, and then we just kept attacking each other back and forth, sleeping each other over and over and over again. And of course, the other team came barreling down mid, and Isaac got so mad.
We just got like not killed. We were just slaughtered
We
because
were
we were
straight
literally
up
just
slaughtered.
fucking around, sleeping one another, and their entire team.
Oh my god, just showed up out of nowhere, dude.
That is
Like,
one of the few times Isaac got really fucking pissed
he
at me.
got
Like he was
so mad. He got so mad, dude. And I don't know, like I feel like I'd be fine with it if I went back to playing with you again. But I just I play with too many tryhards now, and I'm getting so burnt out on it. I need the fun part of Dota to rear its face again, man. Because I'm fucking done giving a shit about that game. I just want to have fun. That's
all
where
I do
I'm
now.
at with
All
it.
I do is pick techies now. It's the time of my life.
Yeah, dude. Like all I want to do is just be an asshole and run around and have fun. So, I play so much Wraith King now. It's stupid. Because I just like to run around and just like throw a Q at people and then right click and hope to Christ that I win. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and I move on with my life. But I don't know, man. Like I miss it. I miss those days back when it was just you and me and drunk ass Kerbin on Puck. You remember how much Puck
Yes,
he used
yes.
to fucking play?
He was, and he was always just hammered.
He was
so
so
he would miss the
wasted.
blink and he would
was
fuck up all the
so
abilities.
wasted every time, and then Isaac and then Adam came into the picture,
Right.
and Andre and all of them. Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know. I only play with Isaac anymore just because he plays in a very high skill bracket, and it's very amusing to do not professional techies things in those games just because they don't see like Suicide right off the bat. They never see that coming, and it's always hilarious because 9 times out of 10 I'll get a first blood.
Yeah. I did think that was pretty. Who Suicide? Who does that? His response was just so like I don't really give a fuck. I just what the fuck? Like legitimately, just like why? Why would you do that? That seemed to be pretty much how they were handling it, but I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah, it was amusing.
Oh god, my allergies drive me crazy. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we are coming towards our end.
Are we?
Yeah, we've been going for an hour. I want to get back into blood sports.
Oh god, so do I.
Really not killing floor?
I don't know. Well, no, actually, anyone that has blood
So
sports
torn.
has killing floor, so we could probably get a big group going. That is a thing.
Either or, one of the two.
Yeah.
We're jumping in on one of those games. It's happening.
Yeah.
Do we get any comments or anything to close out with? Or
Yeah, some guy's not a fan of the font under our names, apparently.
well,
Hard to read.
what would you suggest?
Everyone has
if
their
you
opinion.
If you suggest Papyrus or Comic Sans, I will
Comic
be so upset. I will be so upset. But what do you suggest for
Cursive,
for a
like
font?
fucking 17th century, like Declaration of Independence handwriting. That's what I want to see. Glorious. Fucking
He's gonna
glorious.
suggest Papyrus just to piss me off.
Sanskrit, motherfucker. Get to it.
Windings.
Yes, I'm in it. That'll happen. Next episode, tune in. We'll be in glorious wingdings.
Farsendor, good to have you back. You've been watching the Dark Mushroom Media Cast. We do this twice a week, Monday and Wednesday nights. If you've enjoyed watching us, please hit that follow button.
Farsendor, did you send me my goddamn fucking friend request yet on fucking PS4 yet, you son of a fuck?
That's not how you should talk to the fans.
Look here, sir! Farsendor! Actually, I haven't checked my PS4 in a while. He could have, and I could have just cursed him out for nothing.
You dick.
We're gonna play some fucking video games, you and me, buddy. I promise. Oh, I'll invade your game in Bloodborne. It'll be so good.
Man, I cannot type tonight.
It's happening.
Anyway, watching Dark Mushroom Media Cast. This is episode 15. So we're getting,
I don't know, something like that.
We're getting up there. We're
What are our celebratory episodes gonna be?
I don't know.
Like 50 and 100?
But yeah, but I'm pretty sure we'll just kill each other, if not ourselves, before we hit them. But if we don't, I suppose that's a
We
celebration.
better at least hit 50. That's all I ask. Everything else I don't give a shit about. But if we don't hit,
Listen,
at
now
least
I know
50.
at 51 you're just out.
Yeah, fuck you after 50, buddy.
I'm gonna have to replace with Corbin. Turn it into the Corbin cast.
Oh god, then you'll get all the viewers, right?
Yeah, I'll just make his like screen really big and me and Jose really small.
Corbin, I love you, man.
I think our biggest
No hate.
milestone will be actually playing a game
Actually
on
playing
this
a
game broadcasting.
Oh god, is that what we're
service.
gonna do for our 50th episode? Is just like play a game? Can we play that stupid fucking a salty bet game? Can we just place bets on salty bet the entire time that our 50th episode is happening?
It's a terrible idea. I think Muffin Night would be a good
Oh
celebratory.
god, we can just run around pooping as unicorns.
Fucking 24-hour
you
Muffin
gotta-
Night stream.
You gotta get on that, man, and start unlocking some
We
characters.
theoretically could do that. We'll do a 24-hour Muffin Night.
dude. I think I will.
We'll do 8-hour shifts. It'll work, man. It'll
Oh
be
god,
great.
I think I'd kill myself. I'd have to like start broadcasting Netflix or something, and I'd get shut down for violating fucking terms
Get
of
us fucking
service.
kicked off.
Like, just all the accounts shut down. Oh man. I'd just be like, what? I just wanted to watch some stupid fucking TV show while I mindlessly play Muffin Night for 8 hours.
Alright, I'm cutting this before we pop off.
By the time hour 7.5 hits, there's just drool pulling up in my
Your head
shoulder.
shaved for some reason. Only half of your beard is missing, the other half's still there.
Yeah, exactly. Something like I started like picking the individual hairs out because I'm slowly going insane. Oh man, that would be well, it's gonna happen when our 24-hour mushroom night stream hits. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, this has been The Dark Mushroom Media Cast. You can follow.
No, we're not doing all that.
We're not doing all that.
We've got Killing Floor out of our system.
Oh,
we can
God.
say that next cast, so at least we're kind of, even though we're still going to be talking that up for fucking God knows how
dude.
long.
What the fuck?
Yeah, but I'm saying, we got that out of our system.
All right. Well, feel free to give us the follow at the information down at the bottom of our screens, even if you hate the font. I'll put it in Wingdings for next episode. And
we're open to criticism, goddamn you. They tell us to shave, then they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Cut the hair, hippie. No.
Oh God, we need to start doing that, like stupid shit like that. 50 fucking followers will shave our faces or something.
I'm not shaving my glorious face.
It'll take you 4 months to grow it back. It'll be fine.
Yeah, man, redheads. Facial hair growing for the win.
All right, take care, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.